What's up, everybody? How's it going? Man, this intro music. Kobayana 3000 says we're summoning Beelzebub. It's pretty dark. What's up, everybody? It's a dark gray Saturday. Actually, it's not too dark, but it is gray here in New York City. Not too cold, thankfully, but could use a little sunlight. Maybe that's why I was feeling this vibe to put this track on for the intro. Acid Bat was the early bird today. I don't have any worms for you. Sorry to say. Mike Harding, welcome. We got Mar in the house. We got at the aforementioned Kobania 3000, Eric Emery. Gloomy at best, indeed. We got Bart and Mr. T. Joris the Monk is here. A May is here. Eatsy is here. 20 go to 10. Hello, Manuel Gloda. What's up? Talking about the Mac Mini here in the studio. Sometimes it just decides to freak out. It's fine. I ask a lot of it. I do. That music's a little loud, isn't it? Who else is stepping in here in the top of the show? Henri de Carvalho is here. Yes, epic start. That's right. Thank you very much. Emmett J. Craig Hamilton. Yeah, how's things? Things are good. Skermantis is back. What's up? And Villain. Hola. All right. Let's get into it, everybody. Welcome to another Selway's Techno or Electro. Today's Electro. Saturdays brought to you by 343 Labs Music Production School here in New York City and in Berlin and worldwide online. That's what we do here at 343. We do music production, education. We do Ableton Live courses, Logic courses, synthesis and sound design, which is something I teach a lot. Mixing and mastering, of course. Composition, songwriting, music theory, all of that. We've got it. You know what to do if you want to find out more about our courses, our one-year program. We've got 2 overlapping one-year program cohorts going on right now. It is busy around here. It's actually really cool to see the place bustling. Like students coming in and out all day, making music, collaborating. We had a feedback session on Thursday, like an in-person feedback session. We have open to the public, actually. We regularly do Ableton Live user groups here, and we have people coming in for guest master classes and workshops and things like that. Always a lot going on here. And of course, if you want to know more, you can hit the links below, find out what we've got going on here in New York, what we've got going on in Berlin, and then everything online. And our Discord community, of course, you should join if you haven't already. A lot of people in the chat here are members and are participating in our feedback sessions that we do every now and then. A couple weeks back, we had Lenny D, which was a lot of fun. So, still nailing down the next feedback session. We're going to do an Electro one, and we're going to have a special guest. Just need to get that date solidified. Everybody's so busy right now. It's just, I don't know what's going on. What's going on with you guys? What's going on in the chat here? What you talking about? Hey, who else is here? Var Sorrow wants minimal. Hey, another day. Today we're doing Electro. I am sorry to disappoint you. RX48 is asking about Ableton 12 session. It's installed on my computer. I'm always like, I should be better at this. I really should. As a music educator here, I mean, yeah, we are switching over to Live 12. We're going to be incorporating it in our courses here. I haven't really done anything with it on the stream yet. I'm so comfy in how things are. I'm just so afraid of change. I don't want my computer to fall apart. I'm just kidding. It's going to be fine. I haven't really heard about any issues, really. Well, maybe there was something I saw about installing Live 12 and updating the packs, and maybe some of the packs don't work if you still want to go back to 11, and I need to be able to go back to 11. I even have Live 10 installed on my computer. I mean, it's been like this for a while. There's a few projects I had from a ways back that weren't loading up correctly in Live 11, so I kept like the version of Live 10 that was working on my computer. Anyway, yeah, it's ridiculous that I've got 3 versions of Live potentially at one time. But hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. If I could afford it, I'd have 2 computers, and I'd have one with the old setup and one with the new setup. But hey, we do what we got to do. Let's see. What are we doing today? A couple shows ago. Oh, actually, I want to mention we had Angel Alanis on last time. He was a really good guest. It was really nice to spend some time with him, and he was showing us his workflow and making techno and Logic. And anyway, just wanted to acknowledge that again to say thanks to Angel. And we had a really good time that day. But before that, the week before that, I started playing around with some Electros. I was trying to make some sketches real quick, and I was trying out a couple of new plugins or plugins I haven't used in a while. And so I'm going to continue kind of a little bit past where I left off there. I worked on a couple of ideas with one of the beats that I made a couple weeks back. Some of you were here for that. And yeah, we're just going to continue. And no set agenda other than adding ideas to build up this track towards something. Right? We're just exploring an Electro universe today. That's it. We'll see where it goes. A couple more people in the chat here. Doug Smith just uninstalled 10. Yeah, I guess 3 versions of Live is a bit excessive, isn't it? I really need to find those old projects that weren't working in 11 and finish them, or just say goodbye to them, and then just commit. Right? I should just commit to moving forward into the future. And yeah, that's true. Bart here saying you can install packs in different folders, and that's actually the advice. Sonic Bloom did a video a couple days ago about that if you want to be careful, you can, when you install Live 12, make a new folder and move the packs, or copy actually, or install again the packs in the new folder just for Live 12, and then update that. And then you have both versions. Of course, that doubles the hard drive space that it takes, but that's the safest way to go at this point, is to have duplicate packs folders, and maybe even, depending on how careful you want to be, user folders. You might even go that far. I keep all my samples and extra stuff and libraries on an external drive, so I'm not too worried about taking up more space. But yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. I've got, the Live 12 license on my account. I'm ready to go. So we'll just have to be careful and make sure that I don't overwrite any of the stuff that I want to remain compatible with the previous version. Metaphase is saying, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's get into Ableton Live and hear where we're at. Where are we at? How's that sound? So, I think the main thing from the last time I think that you guys haven't heard yet, was that I was working on the bass line and making some bass variations to think about arranging a little bit, moving forward with the composition, not just the beats, right? But just for a recap, we used this bass drum generator that I was testing out which was, you know, a little tricky to use, but made a couple of cool sounds, right? So that was part of the agenda last time, was trying out that new plugin, and I ended up resampling that into this rumbly, heavy kick drum loop. It's got some weird little bendy, subby stuff going on underneath there, which is kind of nice. I added myself just the first 808 snare drum sample that caught my ear, and it's fine. I'm gonna keep it simple, keep it raw, not over-process things this time, I think. I made some weird percussion here with this additive Maxter Live instrument. It's like a lot of power for a little bitty sound. And then the other plugin we were trying out last time was this thing I got on sale, Softtube's emulation of an SH-101, which is taking its sweet time loading. There it is, and it sounds pretty good. This one's just this is what's giving us our bass line. Yes, Blank Poster, I just answered your question. What instrument did you use for the bass line? That was it. It's the Model 82, which is an emulation of the Roland SH-101, which is really, SH-101 is one of the most used, most iconic synths for electro. Well, and all sorts of other styles of music, a lot of techno, etc. But something, yeah, distinctive monosynths with cool sequencing, you know, makes sense. But yeah, there's a lot of SH-101 in electro for sure. Okay. All right, so let's listen to some of these variations of my bass line. I think this is where I started out, with the 16th note sort of stuttery, kind of making it a little funky. Another variation, adding a little bit of melody. Right, so those two can work together. You can go back and forth with those, and then what's this one? All right, it's the same thing, but adding that little pitch bend up with I'm using portamento to do that, right? It's just adding this high octave above that sustained note at the very end, just to give it that little whip. Right, and because the portamento or the glide is on, that's making that what? I love that. Sounds super funky to me. And then we got a version where there's more of a sustained note at the beginning of the pattern. I kind of like this one the best in a way. It's smooth. It's not too jittery. I mean, I also like this. It's not too bad. All of those will work. We'll see how that goes when I start arranging. Alrighty. Metaphase is asking if I automated some parameters in the Softube, and I did not. That's just how it sounds, straight out of the synth. I'm not trying to make it do anything crazy. I did record, oh, that's right. I used it to do some other stuff. This thing. All right, so in addition to making the bass line, I used it to make this squelchy, wobbly percussion. And but I didn't use automation to do it. I was just playing with the MIDI mapping. So I recorded I mean, you could call it automation, but I didn't record automation. I just recorded the audio of myself tweaking the parameters for that variation. And I actually think it sounds pretty cool as is. I don't need to really do much else to it. I might adjust where those filter sweeps are. Remains to be seen. Okay. Where's that bass line again? I could just record this. I should just arrange this as it is and keep it raw like I said I was going to do. But we can try adding a few more elements. There's this other sound that I was playing around with from this dark whatever it's called. Dark synth, yeah, it's called the dark synth. It's like the dark Sith overlord or something. I wanted something atmospheric sometimes, so I add that little moody hit to it. It makes it more ominous now. So I might bring that in and out every now and then. And I was thinking about what else could I do, and my wife asked me this morning, "Are you going to do something with microtuning?" Because we were we were watching some things about alternative tunings and different types of alternative scales, and we've done that. I've done some stuff like that with techno on the show. And we were just watching a video on YouTube from a guy who calls himself Manfish, who does amazing like microtonal studies. It's pretty far out there stuff. It really tickles my brain when I listen to it though, and I was talking about how I've done that a little bit with techno before, and I'm not going to do, and then I thought about, okay, if I did do Live 12 today, I could talk about how you can do these alternative scales and tunings throughout your project in Live 12 now using MPE, but since I'm not ready with Live 12 yet, but I did think, what if I could do something like that with Electro and add an element where things are kind of out of tune on purpose, but it's cheating a little bit. It's not really alternative tunings or like real different types of microtonal scales. It's just changing the key tracking of the pitch on the synth, which is an easy trick that can be done with a lot of different types of synths. And Live Analog does that. So I started playing around with an arpeggiator, but then going in here and changing the key tracking for the pitch in the oscillator, right? So what have I got here? There it is. I've got it set to a distance of 1 semitone, so it's just going up the scale steps. And then if I go in here and change the key percentage, it's going to spread out the distance between each interval. That sounds really cool. I like that. Actually, originally I had it started no unison detuning. It was just like that. I love sometimes just a pure waveform. I think electro is one of those types of music where you occasionally want those really clear, pure, simple, sharp waveforms. It's so electro when it's like that. But then it also sounds good like that, like a super saw. I don't know. So we're doing pseudo microtonal electro today. Can get it dreamy and spaced out. Could put some echo or delay on it, I don't know. Sounds great with some reverb. I'm gonna go back to the unison detuning. Make it even further out of tune. I've done this with techno on the stream before as well. I use this trick a lot, honestly. Make the number of voices 4. Then we got these big out of tune chords. And yeah, because the glide is on, when you run out of voices, you start to hear the bend. Let's get rid of that reverb. Reduce the number of voices. That's crazy. All right, what's going on here? Yes, Camel P, the release was too long. I just was playing, man. This is part of the fun. Play with your synthesizers. Make them crazy. That's just offsetting the voices, delaying the voices apart. Okay. Maybe if I make this more of a low end element, and we'll get rid of the... I'm just playing around with what notes are going on into the arpeggiator. All right, so before I started the stream, I was playing around with this and having fun with it. And I realized, I'm like, going through all these crazy cool ideas. So I since I was already just thinking in terms of audio, like resampling, kind of capturing stuff in real time. So I recorded myself playing around with that. And I also added some effects to it. I added some granular kind of chopping and glitching effects using Arturia's Fragments plugin. But yeah, here's what I ended up doing. Let's see how that... Whoa. This is already like, I'm going to have a lot of fun playing with this in the arrangement. It needs to be edited. I need to find the good stuff. Even just those little short chops are going to be great. Eatsy's asking if we can do key tracking settings in Drift. You know, that's a good question. I haven't looked. Let's check it out. But let me go back in here. Having some fun playing around with the granular stuff in this sound. I'll probably edit in some fills and things. Like, I'm not going to let it be glitchy and random the whole time. I'll probably just go in and find an interesting loop here or there, or a part here and there, and drop them in. Or maybe one of these will be a main loop. Who knows? What's going on there? Something like that will be great. I'm also cool with this, just randomly picking a loop in there. Yeah, that's good. I just had the sudden urge to bit reduce this sound. Let's see what happens. Or sample rate reduce. Sounds like a dog. Whoop, whoop. Maybe not. Yeah, not sure about that. I think I like it, but actually, now that I hear it, it's better just clean and pure. All right, so I have the comment up here. Itsy asking if we can do key tracking in Drift and of the pitch. Let's look. No. Let's look at the mod. I can choose, key. And then I can do oscillator, gain, shape, gain, detune. I can do detuning. That's not the same as the whole, does this thing do MPE? So if they added MPE to this in Live 12, then yes, you can. But I'm not seeing it right away. If I'm looking in the parameters of the oscillators, I can do key to the shape of the waveform. And in the mod section, well, all right, let's see. If I turn off, all right, so that's oscillator 2. And if I do key tracking to oscillator 2 detuning, yeah. So it does it a little bit. Okay, that's the answer. It does it a little bit. So if I did that same thing, either with a sequencer or the arpeggiator, we're just going to use the arpeggiator today because we're being real simple. Yeah, it kind of does it. But it only does it a little bit. It's still cool. That's also very electro. What note is that? I don't even know what note I'm playing. G sharp? Who cares? Lovely, just a sine wave. What else do you need? I wish I could do the same to oscillator 1, but they sound cool together. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna try to get this to match my key. I mean, that works in a diminished way, which I think diminished harmony and diminished intervals in electro is a thing. Of course, the drift can drift, which will just add detuning to that. Yeah, I can't really, I'm having a hard time, like, oscillator 2 is not doing something interesting. That's okay. But I liked it better when it's lower. Let's go. Yeah, it's like sort of out of tune. It's not fully stretching it like the key tracking in analog was. There's a little weird spinny thing going on there. There's some overtones in the sawtooth wave shape bending. It's like, sounds like it's cycling. I like it. I'm gonna put some delay on this and fool around with the delay a little bit. Let's put the beat on there. All right. Oh, I could do the I could do a simple basic delay on this, but I also could put fragments on there. We were playing around with the granular thing. Oh, wrong track. Oh my God. I love out of time delays. We've talked about this before. Short delay times, comb filtering, making it sound buzzy and robotic. Sounds amazing on everything. It's an electro cliche, but I love it. It sounds amazing. Let's give this some stereo. I like it. Could play with this all day. I like it even better when it's not in time, when it's just a little bit off. It makes it crazier. So nice to go from tight to like glitchy and loose. I'm feeling it. What does this sound like if I go up an octave? Right, the sine wave's now too sharp because of the key tracking. It's not bad. We'll just go back and forth between those. I'm gonna use follow actions. I'm a live nerd. I like follow actions. So we're gonna have the first one play unlinked 8 bars. Oh, 4 bars. And then play the next clip. And then this one is going to do the same. Play 4 bars, unlinked. And the next clip, which is the first clip, because there's only 2 clips. Let's see how that works. Could go 8 bars actually. Maybe they should start with 8 and start with the lower one and then go high. I don't know, it doesn't matter. All right. Camel P says it needs a dystopian pad. Something really expansive and ominous. Is that what you're saying? And then all right, I have to figure out, does this fit with this? I don't know. I'm not sure. They're kind of in a different tuning, like, yeah, I'm not sure. So we're going to have to go and find. They might be battling each other a little bit. I might need to have different sections if I'm going to use these all in one track. We'll see. And May says, I bet suddenly cutting out the sub would sound great. Do you mean on the whole mix? Let me get rid of that. I mean, I'm assuming that's what you mean. If I just like high pass the whole thing. Like that? I mean, that always works, right? Let me know if that's what you meant. Oh, the constant sign sub. Oh, wait. So you mean this? Or are you talking about the? Because all there is Are you mean in the kick drum? Because yeah, there's always a. Yeah, it's in the kick sample or the kick loop. It's what we made with the bass drum generator plugin I was trying out last time. I mean, that's totally possible though, actually. I mean, I could either slice it up and put it in a drum rack or something, or in a sampler, and then make each slice shorter. I could also do this. Could use clip envelopes. I mean, it's a bit tedious, but... So same kick, but shorter. Interesting. So now it's tight. I mean, was that worth it? I don't know. I like the rumble. I think switching back and forth would be actually pretty cool. Is this one the same? Yeah, it's just the different length. Itse, I agree with you. I think this will be something to do in the arrangement for sure. Have it short and tight sometimes. And full sometimes. I haven't gotten to the ominous pad yet. I'm thinking about it. How are we doing for time? Yeah, it's 1:47. Luminous Cloud, what's up? Nice to hear from you. He's saying some low-pitched spoken word would be cool. Yeah, I keep thinking about I need good vocals and lyrics and ideas for my tracks. Lately, I haven't been all that inspired in terms of like that side of it. I gotta find something. I'm working on it. A lot of the tracks that I've been doing on the stream over the last year, some of them are done. A lot of them are still just sketches. I haven't been in a big rush to finish them. I really, I need to set some goals for myself to like get some music done, to get some releases out. Because I mean, I haven't been, I've been making music, and with you guys, I've been here on the stream and showing you stuff and having fun. And but yeah, it would be good to actually release some of these tracks. But that's one of the elements that's missing that I have been, to be honest, procrastinating on and avoiding a little bit, is just coming up with some cool concepts for lyrics. I think it's hard, like so much with electro. I find it's really easy to be cliche, both with the style and the sounds and the music, because it's like it's easy to repeat. I mean, how many people make tracks that sound just like Doppler effect? That's great. We all love Doppler effect, but there's only I have kind of a saturation level of like, okay, that's great. We've heard that. That's really cool. So I guess when you're sticking to a really narrow genre, it's easy to do that. And of course we all love it, right? I love that stuff. I love tracks that sound like that. I'm not dissing it. But for me, I'm trying to, one of these days, I'm going to stumble upon an idea or a concept or for like some lyrics that I can do, maybe some vocoder stuff, whatever. If I can do it in a way that's like unique for me and not just another electro track with a robot voice, right? You see what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, your one little comment opened up a whole can of worms with what I'm thinking about in terms of finishing electro and what's holding me up. Luminous Cloud. Listen to some Splitterdicks. Okay, will do. You got lots of good ideas for me. Thanks for that. All right. May's talking about Lizard Eyes by Reptint. That sounds familiar. All right, I'm going to check that one out. All right, so I'm going to go back to the track here in a second and see what else we can play around with. Maybe we'll try to find that ominous pad as suggested. But before we do, I'll just do the usual station ID. This is 343 TV. We haven't been calling it that in a while. We used to actually be more of a TV style, broadcast every day kind of situation, when we started this during COVID lockdown. But now it's mostly just me and then our YouTube tutorial content for the general content for the school. There's going to be more of that coming up. Got some stuff in the pipeline. I'm overdue. Actually, that's you're going to see me do a live 12 video 343 Labs tutorial before you see me do it on the stream probably, because we've got that lined up. But anyway, yeah, 343 Labs Music Production School is where I am here in New York on 23rd Street. And we also have our location at Riverside Studios in Berlin and our online courses. We have our one-year program, which is growing. We're expanding. We just signed a lease on a new space in the building. We've got a second space 2 floors down that's bigger than this one. I'm like, that's actually one of the things I've been spending a lot of time working on lately. With Max Wild, the owner of 343, we've been sort of figuring out what we're going to do with the new space and working with the contractor and everything. So that's on my mind a lot. But anyway, back to 343 Labs. If you want to know more about our classes and our courses and everything we're doing, you know where to look. You got the links below. And all right. Doug Smith's talking about electro cliches. Yes, I'm going to make lyrics that say robot transmission, cyber enhanced. Yeah, that's some 90s stuff. Now we got to talk about AI, right? Like we have to talk about our future. I guess this has been a trope since The Matrix and before, right? None of this is new, but it fits the music. I love it. I'm a sci-fi nerd, just like I'm sure a lot of you are, and we'll just keep doing what we love to do. And maybe I just should stop caring about how original it is and just do what is fun. All right. I like that you guys are throwing in some names for producers, some new music to check out. Volsock, definitely. That's a good cutting edge producer right there. We've got Aloka, which I like playing Aloka stuff. That stuff is great on the dance floor. It's really good energy, good crossover appeal too with some of that stuff, and high production value for sure. Okay, enough blabbing. Let's get back to the beats here and see where we're at and see what else we can add to it before we run out of time today. So adding this layer has kind of taken it down. It's made it a little bit more mellow. Got to watch that. I like that. But I do want to keep it kind of driving and raw. And we got the bass line. I'm listening to it. It sounds like the bass, I like it, but it sounds a little flat. I think it's just mixing, though. It's mixing an EQ, maybe compression, some little details. And then it was pointed out there's this crazy rumble all the time, which is nice to give it a break sometimes. I also have this stuff, which this kind of goes in the ominous atmospheric direction. So that's a cool background kind of a sound. But what if let's go back to this dark synth and see if we can find some kind of crazy pad or something. I don't know. I'm just going to go through presets. I don't feel like sound designing right now. I'm going to be lazy. That's a maybe. All right, that's not quite a pad. It's kind of a... Oh, I have an idea. Okay, we were using fragments before. And I like how fragments, and granular audio processing can take anything and turn it into like whooshy, cloudy, reverby, pad, ambient textures, right? So let's do that. Let's put a fragments after this guy. All right, that's too pretty. That's a little bit better. I still feel like I need a darker... All right, let's find something a little more ominous to start with if we can. No, don't need an organ. Yeah, some of these sounds are sounding just a little thin to me somehow. We'll see. Maybe that low with the right... Getting there. I don't even know what key I'm supposed to be in. All right, but that's more the vibe. It's dark, it's ominous. Pretty spacey. Woo! I'm sad now. I'm scared. Something's coming to get me. What happens if I play a chord? Let's see. I don't know. All right, so now it's getting all like emotional. All right, I don't know about that. I think I like it. I actually love that kind of harmony, honestly. I mean, I'm not a big like melodic techno trancey music fan, but so I also like nice melody and harmony. So there's and there's plenty of musical, more sort of rich cinematic electro out there. And this could go that way. I want to be careful though, because as much as I love sort of cinematic, sweeping, moody pads and those sorts of harmony chord progressions, it's taking away from the raw drive of just this. So I have to be really careful how far I go with that. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Nomad James is like, go all Vangelis, whatever it is. But yeah, I think maybe as Aimee points out, it could make a good intro and breakdown pad, like not the whole song. So I'm going to keep the idea. I think that's a good one. I think it would be nice, it's making it a little bit more interesting musically to have it not just be the beats. But yeah, we'll figure that out. Anyway, it's 1:59. It's time to wrap it up. Thanks everybody very much for hanging out again today. I enjoyed it. I'm glad to make some more progress on this track that I started last time. And there's actually another beat and maybe two in this same project. So there's actually, this is going to end up being 2 or 3 tracks over the next few weeks. I'm just going to try to keep moving forward and finish them. All right. And as I said earlier, I'm going to get back to you. I'm going to announce soon when we have the next Electro feedback session lined up and confirmed with the guest and everything. So keep your eye out for that. I'll put it here on YouTube and on Instagram. And of course, the first place it'll be posted is our Discord. So if you haven't joined our Discord yet, link below. And look for the Selway feedback channel. Pop in there and say hello. And that's where I will first announce to get your tracks ready for the next feedback session. So thanks everybody for hanging out. That's it. See you next week.
Millennium sound. It takes you to the zone. In the zone you're free to move through the stars. In the zone you see the Zoid never dies.